The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes.
Welcome, folks. This is the Binary Option Hour with our man, Mr. Steve Rhodes. He's growling and prowling out in Denver, Colorado, doing the Master Trader Series. It's a beautiful thing. He'll be back, of course, on Monday. And if you haven't test drove the binary options yet at Nadex, folks, come over to our website at TFNN, and you're going to see the Nadex banner right in the very top. Now, you can open a demonstration account and basically test drive how these work. Right now, market-wise, what we have the Dow down 22, NASDAQ off 14, S&P's off, let's see, she's up 5.5. We got gold up 15, silver's up 55, bonds are up 26, King dollar's down 31. And if we take a look at the markets out here, we'll go to the FTSE first. You take a look at the FTSE, what you have with the FTSE. She's down 18 bucks, trading at 58.37. DAX in Germany. The DAX in Germany is at 69.52. Bottom line, all said and done out here, what I'm looking at is I suspect you're going to get a flat market. Why? Well, the bottom line is that what you had yesterday is this. You came back with lighter volume. You know, there's not enough juice on the way down, not enough juice on the way back up. That's saying, to me, that I suspect it's going to test the lows of the highs. Now, excuse me. Now, if we go over to Nadex, you want to understand how Nadex works, folks. Okay, this is an exchange just like the NASDAQ, just like the NYSE. And what you can do on Nadex is you can trade indices, you can trade commodities, you can trade Forex, you can trade all of the above. What I'm going to just talk about here this morning is this, is that we're going to talk about a binary option. In this case, is a yes or no. That's what I'm saying. Does this close at this price? Yes or no. And what ends up happening is that you turn around and you say, okay, what is the value? What am I looking at? Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm not going to go into the S&Ps. The reason being is that I don't think the S&Ps at this particular point have enough juice in them. Up or down. What does, however, have enough juice in it is the gold contract. So the gold contract right now is up $14.80. It's trading at $16.57. Now, when I look at something like this and say, okay, well, what do we have? So I'm going to put this on a 2-day first, because what you have to do is that you want to analyze, okay, where we are, number one. Well, where we are in the gold contract is this. You first spike up this morning, which was at 900 Eastern Time, was a nice spike up. We had 5,200 contracts. We got to a price point of 1,658.70. Okay? The second spike up wasn't bad either, but it's losing juice. It was 3,600. So the equation there is 5,200, 3,200. That's on the upside. Now, watch on the downside. On the downside, where it wants to trade into is the low from March 22nd. Now, that low of March 22nd happens to be 1627. Okay, so in that context, so the setup is, okay, you're at highs, so I would be saying that at the close of today, particularly on a Friday, I want to close under 1657. So now let me bring up the Nadex platform and you see how this works. Let me see here. Okay, so I bring up the platform. And I go into gold, and I say, okay. And what happens inside the daily contract, okay, is that it's giving me a spread from 1,600 to 1,700. And I'm going to say that, okay, I think it's going to close under the 1658.20. So when I put that, I'm going to say I'm going to sell one. And that price is 1658.20. And what I'm doing is this. I'm risking right now, what's happening is this. I'm going to risk $418 to make $582 by the close. That's how that trade's going to go. So I need to close under 1658.20. I'm going to place that baby. Okay. So we'll see where that shakes and bakes by the close. That close out there is going to be on, well, every day. Bottom line is at, I believe it's 130. Because what does happen, folks, is that this close here is the close of the actual pit trading. That's something you want to wrap your head around also. The close inside the S&Ps are at 415. What you can do is that you can trade that the S&P at 8 to 10. You can trade it to 11, and then you can trade it to 415 in the afternoon. You come over to our website at TFNN. You'll pull up that demonstration. You can sign up. You can trade that baby out. They'll put the $25,000 of funny money inside your account. Let's go to John in Philly. Hey, John, what's going on?
Tommy.
How you doing, brother?
I'm well. Yeoman's work you're doing, my friend. 2 hours back-to-back solo. That's terrific.
It's a beautiful thing. That's right. Well, my man, Mr. Steve Rhodes, he covered me big time. He did 17 hours when I was on vacation.
Yes, exactly. Tommy, do me a favor. Pull up the daily on Domino's Pizza, DPZ.
Yep.
Wild price, wild volume. Tell me what this says to you, please.
Let's take a look at it. We get Domino's Pizza, folks. And you know what's amazing about Domino's Pizza, folks, is that the guy, let's see, what's the guy's from Detroit? I forget the guy's name anyway. But when he started Domino's Pizza, he understood, you know, Steve talks a lot about understanding what business you're in. Tom Monahan, that's his name, Tom Monahan. What he understood is that he was in the delivery business, not the pizza business. And that's why he got so big. The low out here is $16. The high is $39. Okay. All right, look at this baby. Okay, so what you have is this. You got, you know, I like the setup. You got a high volume high with volume. You're pulling back. I mean, the buy is at 31.17. This is an, okay, let me see. You got an ABC up. 32 is the B. You get $9. $9 gives you 27. 37. Oh, this is cool, man. Okay, so what you're looking at here, folks, is this. When it broke topside, it did a full ABC structure on the way up. Comes back off that ABC structure. Now what you want to see, John, is just patience, man. Patience. This thing comes all the way back down to the gap, and then you want to be all over it, man.
With your market history, Tommy, see, you've got, I'm just looking at your chart here. I see the gap is, what, 32.5 to kind of like 31-ish. You've seen enough of these sorts of things in your trading career. What do you give the odds that this stock comes back to that gap area?
Probably about 95%, unless someone takes it over. Yeah, it's that dramatic. I mean, it's crazy. You know, it could take 4 or 5 months, but that's how it works. Now, let me show you something, too, which is really cool, folks. This is what ends up happening. When it first comes back to the gap, it normally comes back to the top of the gap, which is 32.60. Now, in this case, it's kind of cool because the gap isn't that far away. That's the bottom of the gap where it gapped away at 30.46. So you take the correlation 30.46 to 32.60. So, well, we get $2.20, right?
Right.
Now, you don't want to buy it at just the 32.60, but what you could do is you could scale there. What I've seen is this. They like coming back to the top of the gap. Then they'll take off again. They take off again. They might not come back again for another 2 or 3 months. Then they come back and fill the gap up. You know, so...
Gotcha.
You know, what you also have, which is kind of neat on this one, which I like, is that, see how you go over to December 14th? The high of December 14th is 32.35 with 1.2 million, and that correlates to that 32.65. That is crazy, man, when they get that close. It really is, man. It's sick.
Good, man. Thanks so much.
Okay, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one. If we take a look at the Domino's, too, and we put this on a monthly basis, folks, look at that. That was an ABC on a monthly, too. Pretty amazing. Yep. Let me just see, make sure. So Yeah, you had 14 million at 9. Look at that. Oh, isn't that pretty? That's a pretty looking chart. Let this pull back, though, because this thing is absolutely tired right now. This equity went from $2, look at this, $2.40 up to $35. A natural retracement on this, amazing, actually. A natural retracement on this can bring this back to, look at this. Holy cow. Okay, so $23. Man, oh man, $23. That's a hit. Let's go over and take a look at Nike out here, folks. This is a heads up. Nike came out with good numbers. Nike is basically coming down hard. It's down 4% right now, 435 with monster volume. The way Nike's set up is that it's going to be gunning for $97, and right now you're at 106.59. We go back over to good old TVIX and see if that is right into the net asset value. Yeah, so the net asset value, it's down $1.80. Net asset value is running at 783 and still at 839. If we go over to GAZ, this GAZ, folks, if you're in that equity, get the heck out of it and get out of it pronto. I mean pronto. GAZ is another ETN that started out the day of about a 90-95% premium. It's at 83 right now, down $37. QCCO. What's that? QCCO. What do we have out here? I must be looking at the wrong one. Let's take a look at some of the high-volume stocks. This is. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the high-volume stocks we have out here right now, even though... Okay, we got BAC down 5 cents. You get Michael Kors off 163. Oh, Michael Kors, folks, by the way, check this out. This is going to be, let's see, KORS. If you want to see something, that the insiders are absolutely not only cleaning up, they're giving it to the public in an extraordinary way. Okay, Michael Kors went public. When you go public, of course, what ends up happening is that there's a lockup period. Well, bottom line is that the banks let them unlock it. Let me tell you something, folks. If you're in Michael Kors, get the heck out of town, because the insiders are going to basically not only smoke it, they're going to smoke it beyond belief, because the way Michael Kors is set up, you're at $47. The thing wants to go back to $34. You go back to $34 with volume. What's sticking out like a sore thumb is the actual IPO out there at $25. So the insiders are going to be able to sell into the public, sell in an extraordinary way, and as they say, there's nothing like distribution in the marketplace. Big time. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You're listening to the Nadex Binary Option Hour, folks. And if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform, come over to our website at TFNN. Hit that banner. You can test drive that platform right here. Absolutely free, folks. We're going to be right back.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective and maximize your returns. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, folks. Turns out my best student became my best teacher. Steve Rhodes absolutely raised my standards, and I'll guarantee he'll raise yours.
Thanks, Tom. What I've learned is that if you want more, you must become more. And that transformation, folks, that occurs the moment you decide to become a master. Now, the quickest way to mastery is through immersion. And for 2 solid days in Denver, Boston, and Tampa, I'll create a new standard of wealth for those few trader investors who have a burning desire to succeed. At my Master Trader course, I'll teach you how to create the ultimate money machine. These are the best kept secrets in the business. Roadblocks, folks. Dabblers give up when they first appear. Stressors last just a little bit longer, but masters expect roadblocks and achieve extraordinary results when they bust right through them. I have all the benefit of knowing the type of wealth creation that I can generate for you. You don't. That's why I'm making this unconditional money-back guarantee. If for any reason you're not satisfied with my Master Trader course, I'll refund every penny. That's right. I take all the risk and you get all the benefit. Go to the homepage at TFNN.com and sign up today.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Tom O'Brien. I'm Mr. Steve Rhodes. He's doing the Master Trader Series today in Denver, Colorado. And, folks, if you'd like to come to Steve's Master Trader, you can do that. He's going to be in Tampa, Florida, April 13th and 14th. Boston, Massachusetts, April 27th and 28th. All the details on the front page of TFNN. And that workshop does come with an unconditional money-back guarantee. Right now, we get the Dow down 24, NASDAQ off 13, S&Ps are off 5. Gold's up 17, silver's up 68. We got oil up $1.35, bonds are up 30 ticks. The bond market's kind of interesting here because that's a very fast acceleration. 32 ticks equals 1 point for a market only being down $20. So there's juice going into the bond market in a big way. King dollar's down 35 ticks. That has come back. Rejected lower price with lighter volume. I like seeing that set up because it looks to me like a small ABC structure on the way up. Let's go to Tom in Stewart, Florida. Hey, Tom, what's going on?
How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing great, man. You having a good day out there?
Perfect day. Couldn't be better. Hope you're doing the same.
I am. Thank you.
Good. I want to look at Jaguar Mining.
Let's take a look at it. Jaguar Mining, folks. This is does a huge amount of business in Brazil. The low is $4. The high is $8. This has had an extraordinary spike in November. The equity had closed at $5.29, spiked to $8 because there's a Chinese company that wants to basically take this over. Right. So, do you own this? You're looking to buy it? What are we doing?
I bid on it 3 days ago.
Okay.
I did a Fibonacci from the low to the high, and the 618 was at 562. Went below that with real light volume, and I bid at like 547.
Okay.
and then woke up the next day and gap down.
Right.
So, I'm looking at your assessment of it.
Okay, so what you have here, folks, is this, is that, and I've been watching this like a hawk, because this is a buy. It's just not a buy yet. But there's no, I was almost going to scale into it on this week's gold report, but what happened is that because gold, my take is gold wants to go so much lower, that this little baby wants to get into 403, wants to go to the bottom of that consolidation. You got to figure out that money management-wise, does it work for you? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm putting my stop in at the close below the at 492, which is a 786 point. You know what I'm saying? But I like to do it at the close so I don't get stopped out and it bounces up if I can. But I see it came into that big bar, the swing point. That's where it's at now, yesterday and today, on 11-1.
That's correct.
And that swing point has 5.4 million.
That's right.
And yesterday was in it. It excelled in volume yesterday, but it came in it with 3.1. Now, is that somewhat of a rejection?
No.
No?
No. Now, let's walk through this, because I know what happens, folks, inside the Art of Time in the Trade, the Ultimate Trading Mastery System, is this. The new book on the Gartley, on the butterfly, there's no subjectivity at all, right? On the quality volume, there's no doubt it's subject,
Right.
So let me walk you through it. So what you're saying is absolutely a fact, okay? You've come back with dramatically lighter volume. And that's what I like to see. What happens is this, though, when you come back to a gap, right? Mm-hmm. And you go by that gap, which is 549, it's like, oh no, it's not going to stop. And then you see, and what I'm looking at, folks, is this, is that there's another large volume down day on the 19th. It's like, okay, man, you're going to the bottom, right? So that's why I didn't bite. When I saw, I says, you know what, man, this thing wants to get not through the gap. And if you go through the gap, well, that's the end. That's just a picture like a three-family house, right?
Right.
All of a sudden, you pass the second floor. Well, you're on the first floor. That's where it's going to go.
Yeah.
So, I think this is, I don't think you're going to get hurt. That's the other side of this. You know what I mean?
Long term, but,
Yeah. You just got to figure out, they say, because this equity, I happen to know this equity fundamentally also, right? And so let me walk you through it fundamentally. Wait to hear this, folks, okay? This is really cool. Okay, so when you're doing business, okay, well, first off, you have political risk in the gold in mining business, period, right? You have currency risk, right? You have employment risk, meaning that the people that are running the mines, okay, can they extract the mineral out of the rock, okay, and understand it. You stay right there, because you're gonna. This is a great story. I have an understanding of what, and this is specific to Jaguar, but you're gonna kind of dig this.
Okay, cool.
This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You're listening to Nadex Binary Option Hour, folks. If you haven't test drove that platform, come over to our website. You can test drive it absolutely free. We're gonna be right back. Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com under newsletter. Hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and the Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
In the world of financial markets, there's a new player in town with an exciting new way to trade the markets. Nadex now offers binary options as well as bull spreads in a wide range of indices along with commodity and forex markets. With as little as $100, you can gain access to a new way to trade global financial markets while guaranteeing that your risk will always be capped. Nadex allows you to multiply your trading opportunities in ways never imagined before and access markets you once thought were out of reach. With short-term trading opportunities available, including binary options expiring each hour the market is open, Nadex allows you to take advantage of a variety of market conditions regardless of volatility or market direction. Now is the time to take advantage of this exciting new market. Don't let this trading opportunity pass you by. Open your account today by clicking on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Nadex, a better way to trade.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. You listen to the Nadex Binary Option Hour, folks. If you haven't test drove that platform, come over to our website at TFNN. You can do that very quickly. It's an outstanding platform, and you can there are yes or no answers. Will the S&P close above 1383, under 1383? You can check it out right in the front page of our website at TFNN. We're talking with Tom from Florida. We're talking about Jaguar Mining. Now, okay, so this is what the story is with Jaguar. So picture what the risks are inside the marketplace, folks. One of the largest risks that you have, of course, is political risk. Now, they're doing business in Brazil. That's a great country to do business in. The next one after that, okay, actually has to do with the villages you're in and the help that you have in order to extract the ore from the rock, okay? Now, in this case, about a year and a half ago, and I happen to know this because I've interviewed the CEO twice. I've interviewed the vice president. I think he was only on once, but I've talked to him for hours. Because what happens is when I do these gold shows, what ended up happening is that twice we were right next to his booth. Okay, so check this out. When you have these mines, folks, these mines are out most of the time out in the middle of nowhere. Well, in Jaguar's case, and this is really a sad deal, they had this guy that absolutely knew everything about the mining business. And he passed away a year and a half ago. And when it happened, they knew that they were going to run into some problems with production. The reason being is this, is that two different things ends up happening. Because it's a international business, it's actually really a local business. And this was the guy that could get everything done. He was the, he had the Rolodex, kept everything together. Well, bottom line is that that's exactly what happened, okay? Now let's fast forward to now. Now it's all set. Their production's fine and all that. But that was a blurb, okay? That's a blurb that's important to understand. Now, where do we stand right now? Well, now they're in a battle. And what the battle is now is this, is that Dan, the CEO, he's gone. So, there's a board battle, number one. There's a battle that, do they want to be taken over or not taken over? And now what you had, when they come out with their earnings I think it's last month, okay, they were a little shot, okay? They're pushing big numbers out. Let me give you the numbers they're pushing out. They're pushing big numbers out, but it was basically,
their earnings just came out the other day, and that's when it gapped down.
Yeah, so they were short as to what they were looking for, but numbers wise, it's still numbers wise they're still pushing out $303 million every 90 days. Yeah. So okay, it's good cash. Okay, so is this going to get? Now, I'll put this on a larger basis, so watch this. This is a stock you're going to want to own, folks. That's the bottom line. When we cut to the chase at the end of the story, it's a stock you want to own because fundamentally it's set up correctly. I know that they have someone else in place right now that has it all together. And when you put this on, right now I have this on a monthly, and you can see let's spike up to $8.18 is real. And that's saying, okay, well, the bottom of that is 478. So, you got to figure out, Tom, how to scale into it, what you want to do here.
Right,
because it can go to 403. That's the bottom line.
Right. Okay. Well,
okay, man.
Good enough. Thanks. I appreciate it, Tom. Have a great day.
Have a great one. Have a safe one. And what happens with Jaguar, folks, is that this is a situation, you have exploration. This is a producer. They're getting it out of the ground. They got lots of gold down there. So that's how it's set up. Now, let's go over to the XLE. The XLE, folks, I love it. Oh, that's what now we're talking, baby. And what we're talking about the XLE is this. Yeah, the XLE had taken the B point out with volume, did a small ABC down. Now what you get, and this is where the field day can start taking place, folks. Not yet, but it's setting up. And this is what it is. When you finish an ABC structure on the way down, the way up, many times, particularly at highs or lows, they like doing multiple ABCs. What we have out here today, sure enough, you're getting a nice bounce. We came down yesterday on 20 million. I'd love to see this baby bounce all the way back up into, we're at 71.91. I'd love to see this thing bounce up back up to 73.44. You bounce up there. You bounce up there with lighter volume, and that's all that's doing is a smaller ABC inside the larger ABC. We go over and we take a look at some of these equities that are inside of this. Yeah, every one of them's bouncing. This is a beautiful thing. So check this out. This is what you have. You have Schlumberger up 14 cents after getting smoked. ConocoPhillips up 25. Apache up 93. Let's go to Apache first. APA. There she is. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Okay, so Apache come off the highs of $112, gets smoked down to 100, has monster volume down there. You're doing the dead cat bounce. Chevron, CVX. Let's see what we have with Chevron out here. Same setup. Chevron hasn't. Now, the thing that's really intriguing about Chevron had a beautiful triple top. And each test of the high of October 27th failed and failed dramatically, too. Then it basically confirmed it wants to go downtown with an acceleration of volume. And then on all of these equities, folks, on all these, all the gas and oil equities, the benchmark is the October 4th lows, highs of the lows. They're sticking out like a sore thumb, and that's where that baby wants to get into. We go over and we take a look at the let's go over and take a look at Rheingold Resources. So Rheingold Resources, folks, bottom line, had gapped down yesterday big time. Do not touch this baby yet. It's not ready. Yesterday, they sucked more people into this. It had gapped down to $90, went all the way back up to $95, closed at $90, and gaps down again today. Got to 85 today. It's at 88. Don't touch it. This baby this is an equity you're going to want to own. You know, Brisbane is a great operator, number one. Yeah, they had a coup over there, but bottom line is that I suspect that, you know, when all's said and done, it's not going to matter. Why? Because they're going to want that type of revenue. But what you do have with Rheingold Resources is that Rheingold Resources can come back to $56 and have absolutely nothing wrong with it. Nothing. You know what you do have happening across the world right now in the metals market, folks, which is important to understand, is that you have countries that are basically raiding their own citizens, and they are doing this in the aspect of taxes. In India, of course, which is the second largest buyer of gold, the tax structure in India went from 1%. It used to be 1% on bars and coins. They put that to 2% in January. Well, bottom line is that a couple weeks ago they turned around and traded it to 4%. When they traded it to 4%, what do? What ended up happening is that all the gold folks closed down in India. Now, two different things are happening there, of course. They simultaneously want to raid that market, and the politicians want to get all the bread. What did it do instead? Well, instead, it brings the demand down dramatically, expands the supply worldwide. It's the first part. Now, there's another one that's going on, and that now India, the bottom line, India is what you have is that that's a huge market. What's happening in Turkey, now Turkey's a small market, but it's not that small. But check out what's happening in Turkey right now. In Turkey right now, the government is doing everything and anything to get people's gold and to have them not put money into gold, because what's happening is that their currency is imploding. And it's imploding because people don't trust the currency and they're keeping gold. That's telling me that what we're going to see, and this is starting slowly, but what you are going to see is there's going to be more hoarding of gold. You're going to have currencies that do blow up. And I'm not talking about the U.S. dollar, folks, but you are, no doubt, going to have currencies that are going to blow up. And the more that the politicians try to get into the confiscation, and that's a different way to confiscate it, too, by the way, okay? The bottom line is that that's where another acceleration is going to go up. Because, when they confiscated gold in the 30s, people just weren't paying attention. I don't think they understood. Well, let's put it this way. They trusted governments more. I mean, I remember, depending on how old you are, you'd be going to school. If you come home and said the nuns did something, then, you did something wrong. Well, man, then you're in trouble, too. Man, I was in the house all the time. I'm telling you something. I don't think anyone was on punishment as much as I was on punishment. I'm not kidding either. My room, I got to tell you a funny story. My room, I had a great chemistry set, right? And the way it used to work in my house is that I could always go out and play hockey, but if something happened in school, then I'd be in it 2 or 3 months at a time, right? Months at a time. So I had a great chemistry set, and you wouldn't believe how my room smelled. I mean, I would sit in there and I would make so many different things. Anyway, to make a long story short, that type of environment doesn't work, folks, because everyone breaks out of it. And my poor mother, of course, when I decided to break out of it, I broke out of it when I was about 15, and I said, you know what, that's it. I'm done. I'm gone. See ya. Don't want to be ya. And then, then that was it. I stayed home, but then I went in Marines at 17. I mean, I was out of there. Bang. I had great life. Don't get me wrong. But sulfur dioxide. It does stink too. Oh my God. I got to tell you, unbelievable. Okay, market-wise, what do we got out here? We get the Dow up down 10, Nasdaq off. Nasdaq's down 11. S&Ps are off 4. I got a funny story I got to tell you. This is. I was going to tell this in the afternoon show, or maybe I might too, but I'm going to tell it right now. Okay, so picture this, folks. I can't tell the story now. Maybe I'll tell it later. We'll see. My wife will kill me. Okay, let's go over to small caps. Let's take a look at the small caps here. If we take a look at the Russell 2000, what are we trading at? We're trading at 81.71. That little baby also is rejecting lows. So this, next week we're going to see this go after the 84.39 again. That's how this market's setting up. And I suspect what you're going to have next week, you're going to have window dressing. You're going to have the beginning of the month. It's a perfect setup to go test the highs again. What that does, that gets us past April Fool's Day, gets us closer to May, and it's going to be absolutely wild if, in fact, it's sell in May and go away again. Because last year, it was May 4th, folks. May 4th was the high. Market comes down 3,000 points off that high. Market has come back those 3,000 points. Took 6 weeks for it to. Well, if you want to see something bizarre, it took 3 months for it to go down, and 9 months for it to come back. So if we look at the SPX, and we put this on a weekly, let's see how this shook out. This is really cool watching how this shakes out. How do I do this? Okay, so that's 08. Okay, so here it is here. So May, we're at 1360. May 4th. We go down to 1,074 in October. Well, that's longer than 6 months, right? Well, the first leg wasn't. The first leg was August. So May, June, July, August. 4 months to go down. 4 months to go down, and I guess 8 months to come back. So that's something you want to keep your eye on. If in fact, because we absolutely have no juice at the highs. You have juice at the lows, and that's where markets want to go. We go back to Nike for a second. We take a look at Nike. Nike's moving it back slightly, but Nike's already come down with way too much volume. TVIX, that little baby, you talk about getting a smoking. That is down $1.88. It's been as low as $7.98. That premium now is 5.7. GAZ. If you happen to own GAZ, folks, get out of town. This started out the day. This is the IPATH Dow Jones Natural Gas Total Return Sub-Index ETN, Exchange Traded Note. That little baby started out today about a 95% premium. It's 83 right now. This will come out of nowhere, too. This will absolutely come out of nowhere, get toasted and roasted. We go over to the gold contract. Let's see what we have happening with gold. Of course, on Fridays with gold, GCJ. There she is. Whoops. Okay, so what we have is this. Let's put this on a 2-day. Okay, so what you have is this. She's already tested the highs. She did it with 4,700 contracts versus that last get-go at 6,200 up. We'll see what type of juice she has when she tries to pull back into this 1658 area. Right now we're at 1660. This is Tom O'Brien. You're listening to the Nadex Binary Option Hour, folks. You can test drive that demonstration platform by coming over to our website at TFNN. Hit that Nadex banner. You'll be up and driving right here, right now. We're going to be right back.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to tfnn.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Rand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. We get the Dow right now up 5, NASDAQ down 7, S&P's a flat, and that's what you can expect all day, folks. It's going to be a flat market out here. You get a Friday. It's not the summer yet, but you know what? The bottom line is that you have summer trading out here. What I expect you're going to see next week is that you get the end of the month, the window dressing. These highs want to get tested. We'll see where they're getting juice on these highs. I don't expect we're going to. This is a waiting market. That's what this is more than anything. It's just waiting. If we go over and we take a look at, and inside a market like that, folks, what you have to do is I would stay focused on the energy sector right now. The reason being is that the energy sector is a large portion of the S&P. That's been topping. ExxonMobil, is still one of the strongest ones out there, but Exxon has some high volume lows where it wants to get into. It's at 85. It wants to get into 65. What it has out here, though, that does want to get tested once again is the 85 to 86, 89 level. Other than that, inside that structure, they basically are toasted and roasted. Chevron's toasted and roasted. If you go over and we take a look at Transocean, same deal with Transocean. That come down off the highs of 60, goes down to 30, 35, goes back up to 60. That's going to be back down time. Diamond Offshore, we take a look at Diamond Offshore. Diamond Offshore, let's see. Oh, Diamond Offshore is not bad. Actually, Diamond Offshore has something else happening with it. 7280. That wants to get into that 7280. Schlumberger, SLB. Now, Schlumberger and Baker Hughes, those are the weakest out there. So that's the service industry. Schlumberger right now is up 57 cents at 72.57, and BHI. BHI, this is really weird about BHI. BHI, folks, is actually getting back into the lows of 2008, which is just amazing. You know, that just came down from $62 to $44. That is creating another ABC structure on the way down. So it's pretty wild. Don't forget, folks, at TFNN, we start broadcasting Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We go live 9 to 1. And then we go live from 3 to 6. We take all of that program. First off, you can get all that program live at TFNN, archived at TFNN. If you haven't watched Tiger TV yet, check it out, folks. When I do my program in the afternoon, what you have with Tiger TV, you'll see the daily update. Well, if you want that 14-minute update, you just hit Tiger TV. Now, you can get all that programming on Apple devices, whether it's iPads, iPhones, Apple TV. You can get the Tiger TV on all Android devices. If you happen to have a BlackBerry device, you only can get the audio, and the audio would come through. Well, you can get it if you go on the internet, but then that's going to take too much bandwidth for you. You can get it on the audio by going to tfnn.mobi. Now, we take all that programming, and every day when we're off at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we replay that programming. So TFNN now goes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And, of course, during market days, well, that's the market, that you can pick up a lot of equities that people either called in about as to where these markets are going. You stay right there because we're going from beautiful Clearwater, Florida, up to Newton, Massachusetts. Our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, is going to be growling and prowling with you for the next hour. And then we're coming back to Clearwater, and we're going to get you nice and healthy. And let me tell you something, folks. Nico DeHaan, you want to pay attention to this show, okay? He's an incredible educator. He knows everything about health. And check this out. You got to ask him. He's going out to the Pan Am Games. He's a jiu-jitsu expert. He's the oldest participant in this the Pan Am Games, folks. It's going to be huge. He's going next week. So call him up. Give him some encouragement, man. He's going to be out there growling and prowling, that big tiger. We're going to be right back. I guess we're not going to be back. Have a great one. Have a safe one. I'm going to be back this afternoon.